Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. So since the holidays are upon us, I can't believe they're already here. I say that every year, but I swear every year it comes quicker and quicker. So today I just wanted to sit down and share with you guys a quick, inexpensive, simple holiday glam look. You can wear it Thanksgiving, you can wear it during the Christmas season, whenever you really want to wear it, but I wanted to do one for right now because I know that Thanksgiving is right around the corner. All of the makeup that I am using today is inexpensive and affordable. You can find it at the drugstore, you can find it at the inexpensive section at Ulta. It's not going to be a very complex look, it's going to be very basic and wearable for family functions, friend functions, going out on Thanksgiving Eve if you do wind up doing that. I just wanted to put this out there for the holidays since they are upon us. So if that is something you are interested in seeing, let's go ahead and get started. The palette that I'm going to be using today is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Divine Neutrals palette. This is not a new palette, but it is a very good basic palette to have on hand. It has a bunch of nudes, a bunch of neutrals, shimmers, and mattes. This is what we're going to use today. I'm going to start with the shade which is called Good Vibes right here. We're going to pop it in the outer corner with this Morphe M433 brush and just work it in and blend it out. This palette's super affordable, but it packs a very mean punch. The shadows in here perform like more expensive shadows in my opinion. Just blowing this out over here at the end of my eye just because I want a very diffused look and blown out look. Just take the time right here to build up this shadow because we are going to put other shadows, darker ones, on top of this one. Once that is down, I'm going to take this Boo Bear shade right here with a bit of a smaller brush and focus this just in the outer corner. I want to give myself a lifted eye, so I'm really making sure to slant my shadows like diagonally. I'm going to use a Morphe M506 brush for the shadow, and focusing right here on the lash line, I'm going to work my way diagonally up. Since this is like a holiday glam look, I don't want it to be too bold, but I do want it to have enough personality so that it is a holiday look. And I find that you can never go wrong with like a nice bronzed smoky eye. You can pair it with any lip that you want, and you can really dress it up and dress it down with everything else on your face. So you see how that's giving me a nice lifted effect. I'm going to take that first brush we used again and just go over that Boo Bear shade. I'm making sure not to bring the shade into the crease. I'm just pulling it out. The second I bring the shade into the crease, I'm going to ruin that whole entire shape that I have created for my eyes. So I'm making sure to keep it very slanted and diagonal. I am going to take more of that Good Vibes shade, which is the first that we used, and just bring it further in onto the lid just to diffuse that Boo Bear shade even more. This is going to be the shade that connects that darker outer corner with the lighter inner corner, so I do want to make sure that it is established on the lid. I'm gonna take it even further now with the Cinnamon Roll shade. This is the darkest color in the palette, and I'm gonna take this on a pencil brush. My favorite pencil brush is this Morphe M431. It's a very good pencil brush, very easy to work with, very flexible. So once it's packed on my brush, I'm going to again start at the lash line because that's always my safe space, and pull outwards. And then if anything, I'll just flick inward very, very, very lightly. I'm gonna take Boo Bear again and just blend out that Cinnamon Roll shade, and then I'll take my Morphe M433 with no extra product, blend the edge. I like that. You see how it gave a little bit more dimension? I like the way that looks. What I'm gonna do now is this Just Barely shade right here. This is not the lightest in the palette, that one is. This one is like a shade above that. I'm gonna take it on a bit of a fluffier brush, but still very concentrated. This is the Morphe Ariel A25. I'm gonna take this and diffuse the edges of that Good Vibes shade, just because I feel like it needs a little something to help it out. And I'm gonna bring this like pretty much into the brows, just because I don't have a lot of space to work with, but I do want to diffuse it a little bit. I want this to be an all matte look just because I'm not really going for a shimmery effect for the eyes right now. I'm going to take Chic Happens, which is the lightest shade in the palette. There is a bit of a shimmer to this, but it's definitely not a shimmer shade. We're going to take that on a flat brush. I'm just going to use this Morphe M421. It's very small and it's a nice flat synthetic brush. I'm going to pack it on and I'm going to, right in the inner corner, apply it. and pull it inwards. Whatever's left over on my Morphe M433, I'm just going to use it to blend out the edge of where those two meet. It's really just a back and forth of these two shades to get the perfect gradient. So just take your time with this step. I did go ahead and clean up the edges of that eye look just like I normally do. I'm going to go in with some liners now because I feel like I'm pretty much done with this eye look. For liquid liner, I'm going to take this Profusion Wing It On Superfine eyeliner. Then to tight line, I'm going to take this CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus eye pencil in the shade 200 Black Onyx. Nothing fancy with the liner. I just did what I normally do, which is just a thin, or mostly thin. I tried to do a thin line on my upper eyelids so that my lashes look a little bit better when I put them on. I find that it helps. I am going to go in with mascara before I do my lashes. The mascara I'm going to use is this Maybelline The Colossal Curl Bounce mascara. I have this. It's a very fine mascara. I wear lashes, so I don't pay a lot of attention to mascara. This is just to blacken my eyelashes so that they mesh perfectly with my false lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this now as well. All right, eyes are done. We're going to move on to base now. The foundation that I'm going to use is my CoverGirl Outlast 3-in-1 foundation. This has a primer built into it, but I am going to take this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer just because if we're doing this glam for a special event like Thanksgiving or the night before Thanksgiving or Christmas or anything like that, we want the makeup to last. So I'm going to use this as just an extra adhesive to my base so that my foundation can last a little bit longer. And I'm gonna take like that much, I don't know if you guys can see, and really press this into the skin. I'm gonna apply this to my palette first. Actually, before that, I'm gonna shake it just to wake the foundation up a little bit, let it know that I'm here. So I'm gonna apply it to my palette. We'll do 2 pumps, and if I need more, I'll go in and add more. Using my e.l.f. sponge today, I find that this is the best application for this foundation. And I'm gonna start at the jawline and work my way up. The reason I like to use a sponge with this is just because this foundation is a bit thicker, so I want the sponge to kind of soak up any excess product. It just makes my skin look so airbrushed. It's very comfortable on the skin as well. This is one of my favorite foundations, but it's also a favorite from the drugstore. I think this is the best foundation you're gonna get from there. I just recently tried the L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation, and that one too is very, very good, but this will just always be like a holy grail for me. Performs like a high-end foundation and not like one from the drugstore. The finish reminds me a lot of the Dior Backstage foundation finish, just a very soft blur to the skin. It makes your skin look like there's a filter on it. I don't know how to describe it. It makes you look so good in person and in photography and film and everything. Once I have a nice layer of that foundation on, I'm going to go in with some cream products before I do concealer. First is going to be this e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. This is in the shade Honey Drip, and I'm going to use this to cream contour. Going to take it on my Luxie 512 small contouring brush and just focus this where I normally focus my cream contours, which is just the hollows of the cheeks. We're just gonna press it into the skin. This one is a bit waxier, so I'm gonna be very slow with it and take my time with it. I did a whole video on cream contours recently where I just talk about what cream contours I think are worth your money, so I'll have that linked up here. See how it gives a nice shadow. It's very cool tone, so it really helps to give you that shadow effect. This one's a lot more subtle than a lot of the other ones that I've used, but it's a fantastic drugstore cream contour. Give a few different shades too, so you can find the one that works best for you and your skin tone. All right, now for cream blush, I'm gonna go in with this LA Girl Soft Matte Cream Blush. This is a favorite of mine, and I'm gonna use my fingers with this and just focus it back here and really press it into the skin and almost mix it in with that cream contour that we just put down. This gives a nice, beautiful soft flush to the skin. Concealer is going to be this e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. Mine is in the shade medium neutral. We're just going to pop this underneath the eyes. I'm going to put some down the center of the face as well, and then I'll blend it out with the same sponge that I used for my foundation. I will bring it over the blush a little bit because I feel like I went a bit overboard with it. Alright, now to set, I don't have a loose setting powder, but I'm going to take this Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. This is a very good alternative sensitive to a loose powder. This is a very thin powder, so it's going to make you look very airbrushed, and it's not going to look cakey or anything on the skin. So I'm just going to put this everywhere that I put that concealer, which is just under the eyes and down the center of the face. I don't think I'm going to put it anywhere else, just because that foundation does a nice job of mattifying. I don't think I need to put it anywhere else. I'm going to take some powder blush. This is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Blends in the shade 30 Sunkissed. This is a very good drugstore bronzer, but it's very pigmented, so be very careful with it. I'm going to take my Morphe M530 brush. We're going to add some dimension back into the face. Pretty much just going to go where I put that e.l.f. putty bronzer. Last step for face is just going to be a bit of powder blush. You don't have to do this, but I just feel like I want to add a little bit on top of that LA Girl Soft Matte Cream Blush that we put down. This is the blush by Essence in the shade Befitting, and I'm going to use a little angled fluffy brush. This is a very muted blush, so it's not going to take away from anything else we have going on the face. And I'm just going to press it into the skin. See what I mean? It's very muted, so it doesn't take away from anything else on the face, which is why I love it. These are fantastic blushes. They're very inexpensive. If you have not tried them out already, definitely go pick one up. I'm going to do the lower lash line now really quick before I forget. I'm going to take the cinnamon roll shade that we used, which was the darkest one, and focus it right here. Only going halfway in, and I'm connecting it to like the outer corner of my upper lid, and then I'll blend it out with Good Vibes right here, which was the first shade that we used. And I'm going to take the same brush and really go to town on that cinnamon roll shade. Gonna add a bit of that same Maybelline Curl Bounce mascara to the lower lashes down here. So I am gonna go hop off camera at this point and do my brows. I am gonna take two NYX products to fill them in. First one is going to be this NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Blonde. And then I'll go in with this NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen in the shade Blonde. The only non-drugstore product I have in this video is my Anastasia Brow Gel, and that is because I cannot go without it. I know that there are a bunch of other options. I think e.l.f. has a brow gel that you can use, the Brow Freeze. I know that you can use soap too if you want to. You can use whatever you want to set your brows. That's just what I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna go do that really quick, and then I'm gonna come back and we can finish it up with a nice bold lip. So I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, we are ready for lips. I'm gonna go in and line first with this Morphe Honeymoon lip pencil. Then I'm gonna take my current favorite lip. This is the Sephora lip cream in the shade 118. I talked about this in a video where I mentioned my 3 like fall lips that I'm gonna be wearing all the time. I'll have that linked up here if you want to check it out. Then once that lip is pretty much down and filled in, I'll go in with this NYX retractable lip liner. This is in the shade Cocoa. I'm gonna use this to do some lip contouring just in the Cupid's bow and down in the center of the bottom lip. This makes the world of a difference when it comes to this lip color. I like this lip because it's not a completely red lip, but it does offer a nice bold factor. It's such a gorgeous color, and it complements the season that we're in right now without being a very classic bold lip look. I think it offers a nice different feel to the look. So I'm going to go in and do my final step now, which is just to bring back my little birthmark right here. To do that, I will use this one size gel liner pencil in the shade Point Made, which is just a brown shade. And this is the final look, you guys. I love the way it came out. It's very festive without being like in your face festive. You know what I mean? They're all tones of the season, but they're very muted, and it offers a nice, more natural approach to like a classic holiday glam look. I just love the way that it came out, and I love that everything that I used was drugstore or like inexpensive and affordable. So if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Make sure if you have not already that you are subscribed to my channel and that you hit the little bell so you are always notified when I upload a new video. Let me know what your favorite product from the drugstore is. If you tried any of these products before, I would love to know. And I believe that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope that you all enjoyed. I know that I did, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.